I know I said in episode 100, back in the beginning of this year, that I was only going to do episode 101 if I got a PS5, but the PS5 never arrived. After all this time, it still hasn't arrived, so I guess this is going to be episode 101. So let's get started. G'day mates, welcome to my channel, Slicker is my name, and welcome to the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs Update Showcase. Today we're going to be, well, showcasing stuff in the Caves and Cliffs update, pretty much. There's nothing really to say about that. So let's begin! The Caves and Cliffs update is so big in fact that it's been split into two parts, one being released on June 8th, and another one will be releasing sometime in holiday season. There has been a lot added to the game, so without further ado, let's see what there is to see. First up on our list is Deepslate, which is kinda like the big brother or sister of Cobblestone. It is pretty much the same as Cobblestone, but a little bit different. For example, it's a bit darker in color and texture, and is very, well... I mean, there isn't much to say about it. It's pretty much the same as Cobblestone. There's not much to say about this at the moment. You can pretty much exactly make the same things as you can with Cobblestone and Stone, but yeah, that's it. Next up we have ores. Now, you're pretty familiar with most of these ores, but there's a new one called Copper, but we'll get to that in a second. For the existing ores that already existed, iron, gold, etc. has been changed. Now when you mine it, it doesn't drop the block anymore, the block of ore, now it drops the raw item. As you can see in this chest, it now drops raw iron, raw gold, and raw copper. There's also two variations of the existing ones. One is normal, and the other one is the deep slated version. The shape of the ores have also been changed so colorblind people can tell the difference between each ore more easily. There are also now blocks of raw of these materials, but only 3. The other ones, they don't exist. Of course, the next thing to talk about is copper, the new material that oxidizes over a period of time. The new copper, if left untouched, will oxidize over a certain period of time. There is 4 stages of which it will turn into green. Bleh. Copper starts off as a reddish pinkish very shiny object, and then later it turns into greenish bleh, and then it gets to bleh, and then it gets to bleh. I hope that's a great way of explaining it. If you wish to keep the copper at a certain level of oxidize, you can always use a honeycomb to wax it. Of course, this is already all waxed as to not ruin the showcasing stuff. You can always use your axe to wax off the honeycomb if you wish to keep it oxidizing even more. Next up on our list is the lightning rod. When it begins to thunder, this rod will attract lightning. This could be used for redstone contraptions and stuff. In thunderstorms, this little thing can be used to attract lightning, which could be useful for redstone contraptions. When unwaxed, the copper can be unoxidized by being struck by lightning. Rather shocking, may I add. Whoa! That's sick. Next up is the powdered snow. We can now freeze to death in Minecraft. Oh boy. If you were unfortunate enough to land in one of these, you would freeze to death. As you can see, I've sunk into the ice and the snow, and as you can see, I'm pretty much freezing to death. I mean, I'm in creative mode, so I can't die, but let's just say, you will die. In survival, you will freeze to death. But if you were to wear leather boots, then you'd be just fine. You wouldn't fall into the snow at all. So be sure to wear leather boots from now on when exploring a snowy biome. I created this little scene here. If I happen to walk across any of these, you would fall in. But as of wearing the boots, I do not fall in, so therefore I am safe. I do like this little snowy area I created, by the way. It's simple, but it looks good. Next up, we have Oxalotl, I don't remember how it's pronounced. Anyways, a drop leaf and azalea. Now, for these little creatures right here, these little adorable creatures, these little cute little creatures right here are almost extinct in real life. They are an endangered species, and look how adorable they are. Oh, so cute. When stand on, these drop leaves will soon drop you. It's in the name, drop leaf. So you can actually do really cool things with this. You can do parkour stuff like this, for example, and, you know, just have a fun time. And if you stand on it for too long, it drops. So, yeah, be careful with that. Oh, it's got drip leaf. I thought it was drop leaf. Never mind. There's also small versions of them, and you can't stand on them. They're just there, so, yeah. Next up, we have the goats. This new species is so goddamn annoying to contain. As you can see, I had to build an entire invisible roof just to contain them. It is so annoying to keep them in one place. Anyways, these goats might look a little bit friendly, but don't be fooled, as they can actually headbutt you and cause you a little bit of damage. For no reason, by the way. I'm already pretty low on health, but, yeah. Ah! Oh, that's a tough one. That was a hit. Now, I'm already low on health, so that could have killed me, but it didn't. But yeah, they can knock you off straight off cliffs, so you gotta be careful being next to a cliff if you see these guys around. Be careful. They can get ya. Ah! That's what happens. Damn, that took forever. Was slain by a goat. Isn't that just a sight to see? Now we're gonna go into the dark areas. Here is my aquarium, with a bunch of glowing squid and plus more. Like stained glass, which I didn't put in here, so that's interesting. And also the glow frames, which I think is pretty cool. So let's talk about the glow squid for a moment. The glow squid, if killed, drops a little bit of this ink sac, which is really useful for, well, a few things, I guess. But you can actually dye signs with these now, as you can see. You can dye signs with these, and then they glow, which is interesting. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. Now let's talk about the stained glass. The stained glass is, well, it looks like just dark glass, but it actually gets rid of light. I mean, you can still see the outside world. You can still see some things are bright, but inside is very, very dark. So, yeah, that's gonna be probably useful for some things. This is what lava looks like behind black stained glass. And this is lava behind stained, well, tint glass. So, it gets rid of all the light, pretty much, which would be really cool for, like, useful builds. Or would be really cool for, like, really, I don't know. I know it's going to be useful for some things. I know it's going to make it look really, really cool. So, yeah. Now we shall enter the caves, which is a big part to the Caves and Cliffs update. It's even in the name, Caves and Cliffs. First up, we have dripstone, which is this little thing, well, I guess it can be big, depending on the size of it, is this, you know, this new type of stone, which is very sharp, and you can definitely get hurt by it. For example, if it falls on top of you, like this, for example, or if you jump on top of it if it's facing upwards. You could also mine it and, you know, turn it into stone blocks, so I guess that's gonna be cool for some builds. Now, I made up my little cave here, and as you can see, it's quite filled with some stuff. Like, you need the new amethyst cluster and amethyst crystals. As you can see, there's 4 different types. There's the small amethyst bud, there's the medium amethyst bud, the large amethyst bud, and the amethyst cluster. Also with amethyst blocks and budding amethyst. When mined, you can get the amethyst shard, which can be used for a few things. There is also a new type of flower called spore blossom, which, you know, appears on the roof, which looks very pretty. There's also new glow lichen, or whatever it's called, where, you know, it lightens up the cave a little bit, so you don't need torches as much, and it looks cool. Ah yes, and as you can see, the iron ore is back, but now shown in its true glory. When it's in the mines, you have one type and another type. And hanging roots, which is pretty cool as well. And one more thing before I leave this cave, I just want to listen to this. When you walk on amethyst, it makes this little tune, which is very nice. I would love to just have a bunch of amethyst and, like, walk on top of it all day, because the tune it gives is beautiful. Ha! And we're out of that cave. Oh. Never mind. There we go. And now we're out of that cave. The last thing is now the new spyglass, created with a bit of copper and a bit of amethyst, I'm pretty sure. You see that sign over there? Can you see what it says? No? Can you not read it? Ha! Because you need the spyglass. It says, "Thanks for watching," because you finally reached the end of all my stuttering. Or unless I cut out all my stuttering. I stuttered a lot in this video, so I'm gonna probably cut out as much as I can. If I leave some in, then I'm sorry for that. This new spyglass can be used for, like, looking out, and, you know, if you see something in the distance, then you could go over there and check out what it is. Pretty cool if you're asking me. Ah! Ah! There we are. It's so dark in here. It's so dark in here and I can't see anything except for the outside world. Ah! That was the worst acting I've had in a little while. Let's just ignore that. Oh, that was cool, actually. There is a lot of empty space that I haven't used yet, so I might use this for part 2 to the Caves and Cliffs update. Because this empty spot is just kind of like a waste, and I really need it to be used for something. So I'm going to use this spot for the next big update, which will be Caves and Cliffs Part 2. Oh, that's cool. So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a slicky unique day, and also, isn't this cool? I think this is cool. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Have a slicky unique day. I think I just said that already. But cheers, mates. This is by far the most I've ever stuttered in a YouTube video. Ooh, nice. Now this is what Mad Lad skills looks like. Whew, nice. Keep my eye on you, goats. I'll keep my eye on you, okay? I'll keep my eye on you.